Remember that your camera should remain activated and recorded until you have concluded and you have been placed back into service. And remember that anytime an officer uses force, will come over the air with your location, badge number, and state that force was used. The time is 4:41.
1624.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you raise 21?
1521.
Remember this face,
I got them.
because he want to show it. Tell him what I said.
What you said? She drunk?
What are you doing? Oh my god. My coochie. You're fucking drunk. It feels on Snapchat. Oh my god! Get it. Oh my god, Ayana! Bitch, are you okay? Am I? Oh my god. My coochie. You're fucking drunk.
The guys are suing for this.
Don't know a nigga like myself. I say self.
Peace, peace. I was gonna wait to make this video. Well, I was gonna wait, but anyway, I'm not waiting. I was doing like a Google search, and well, I have a screenshot from Google search I did earlier, and I just noticed how Google does this. Like, I mean, of course, we know that Google is not, especially like Wikipedia, and most of the information you get that comes at the top of Google is Wikipedia. And for the most part, let's say 50, like I give it 25% is accurate. 25%. Because if Moors, as we know, are not some type of myth, we have documentation, we have historical documentation. We've been connecting all the dots to who the Moors are and how that word is synonymous for a group, different tribes of people, whether you want to call them Hebrews, the Nuwapian, Israelite. These are just the synonymous for Moors, but these are also the children of God, the Israelites, the Moabites, and the different tribes, basically of one stock. Now, it seems to me as if someone, I don't know if it's the government or not, but someone in positions of power, maybe, certain Masonic organizations, I don't know, but I know from the laws that were put in place, indigenous people had to be called black. They had to start calling themselves niggers, niggero, whatever. They could not refer to themselves as Indian unless you claimed a white status. You claimed status. This is why I want to talk about that, like really, because status. You got something called status. Now, status is what they've been trying to push to us as race and color, but it's more about mentality. because it was those of us that were like kind of we were smart. Now it's those of us that were claiming status. Like when I was first time I got locked up, I went when I was going I got a treatment court anyway, so really didn't I didn't get I just went to jail for 1 day, like usual. And I did the program and I got off. But anyway, when I was in treatment, I was telling the counselors, I was telling everybody else, I was like, well, this is because I always kind of knew what was going on, but I used to just like test things out to see what would work. Like, but I say I was stupid back then because I didn't realize I already had the keys. I already had the secrets. I already knew it. I already had it. I just had to use it. But us being black is not real. Like you being white. Because I told the counselor, for some reason, when I did welfare, I got on welfare. Because for some reason, when you go to prison, all of a sudden you can get on welfare. You can get all this, you can get food stamps, you can get all that. So instead of putting black, I put white. Because I know that white people are a certain people, like Abyssinians, Ethiopians, Tartarians, Russians, Mongolians, Mongoloids, like I think certain kinds. And those are us, our people. But white is a status. White was the status that they created. But how I was told was that they created a status to be over other people. But us not realizing that you have poor people, you have white people that think that they're in the status of white, but they in the status of black. Because you got black people out here that think that they think they citizens. And then you got everybody else, you got other white people that think they citizens too. But my thing is, how are you a citizen? Okay, you're a citizen, right? But you got people that literally think that they came here from somewhere else and they're really from here. And it's even white people. It's because we've been confused about everything, about where everybody comes from and how people got here. And particularly the black people, it's our status that has been literally tricked on us. Like during the Civil War, after they defeated us, after hundreds of years of war, it wasn't just because the Civil War was the Civil, but they had other wars too. They had Tuscaloosa wars. They had all these different wars, so that we were always going at it with them. We never were enslaved in how they making it seem that we was enslaving them. We were enslaving them. That's why you have a bunch of treaties that show that all down the list, we were enslaving. They was trying to get about under us. That's what's really going on. They fooled you into thinking you some downtrodden people. I mean, you really are after they've been fucking had you in war forever, put you in slavery, enslavement, as prisoners of war, sending you to other parts of the country from your one part, and when your one homeland, you live up north, they send you all the way to fuck down south. Can you imagine in those time periods? I mean, even though we were always advanced, but then it's like they could send you to a whole nother area and it's like it's a whole nother country. And I was watching something and I seen like they were saying we going to another country, but what country are they talking about? Because they call states, other states, you can call them countries. There are other countries. Like, and we forget those things because you'll have legal terms And those are the proper terms, but then you got other terms that are just colloquial and really don't mean shit. Like they don't mean nothing. Like, and a lot of you live in this world where you are, it's not really, it's not in a proper context. So you going around calling yourself and you calling yourself a dead person. You could fucking do to me what you will. Because they like being black is like saying that I'm a citizen, but it's like saying I'm a US citizen. And like I was talking about before, it's all these different statuses. And you if you think it's not real, you could be fucking fooled if you want to. Because people, some of us, very few, it's like 5% of us, it really is 5% that have been taught what's going on. And the rest of y'all out here living in the world, you taking part in a world that's really fucking you over. Like, it's a reason it's outlaws. Like, ain't nobody gang warring with nobody. I mean, that's probably some internal beef or something else that happened. Like, but man, I don't want no smoke with nobody, and I know that that's probably how most bikers are, most outlaws, most but other organizations too. You don't realize how many people are outlaws outside of the law, but outside of the commercial entity that is this like colonial empire. Like, because it's two governments. Like I showed you before, I'll show you again. It's two governments. It's two governments. It's our government, and then it's their government. Their government only runs them. Our government runs us. But our government is just us. It's our people. It's just us, because we ain't running nothing. For the most part, you got a small few slew of people running things. Like, but for the most part, if you know who you are, you good. You great. So act as who you are. Be who you are. If you know you got a nationality, be that. But don't just say it, be it. If you know that you're not supposed to do certain things, why are you doing them? I'm not going to keep telling people to do things. Like, you should know better already what you shouldn't be doing. And what you doing, you thinking that you living the high life. When really the beast ate your ass up. The beast got a lot of y'all. It's time to give it up. Give back to Rome what is Rome. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. That's everything. You know what I'm talking about. And if you can't do that, you don't want the kingdom. You don't want any new powers. You want to be under Rome. Stay under Rome. What do you think the kingdom is? The kingdom is going back into who we are before they took us over. From what I see, historically, with the Moorish Americans, act accordingly. Indians, as they call us simply, but Aboriginal indigenous to these lands. You have to understand that we're named multiple things. We're not just we don't just got one name. Because when you're the original, why wouldn't you have more than one name? When you're the original, you're going to have 6, 7 names. Do the research. We usually have multiple names. It's for a reason. It's because we can connect back the way back. Like, the Bible is about us. They wrote a book about us, and now they out here using it as a code book. And they got all these secrets in this code book. And You don't know what the fuck's going on. They playing with you in your face. They playing in your face, Israel. They playing in your face. Egyptians. Don't you get it? Like, it's all the same people. Tartarians. Like, it's all the same. It's people that navigated and went to different areas and lands with the same connections. Like, you hear the story, you hear all these different biblical stories, and you have to understand is that it was so many people in between, so many millions of people that were born from these people. Like, and then it's so many stories that haven't been told that y'all don't read. So y'all can't connect the dots, but the dots, they right there. Like, they right there. Because they showing you, like, bro, they were trying to steer the story. They were trying to steal the story. They don't got a story. Come on, peace.